What's up, YouTube? This is XSaverman NK on Team More Milk. I'm just going to talk about top 10 decks. I think that'll be good this format, or in the beginning of the format. There's definitely like 20 decks that can do well that you could see at this YCS this weekend. But I'm going to talk about my opinion on what the top 10 will be right now. But I'll also talk about the other viable decks that you could see. So I have a list, and it's not really like in any particular order. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to say Plant Rulers are a very good deck. They can still make Draco Sack like turn 1, especially with certain tech choices I've seen people play. I've seen people play Fog King. I've seen people play. I'm playing Tetherwolf, Mecha Phantom Beast Tetherwolf in my deck. The deck just spits out synchros every turn, like things like Star Eater, Colossal Fighter, Stardust, Scrap Dragon. Black Rose really easily. People have this misconception that it's a set 5, summon one monster, go format, but it's not. Because this is actually, it's really versatile. This deck has like, it can do anything for any certain option. So that's why I think it's going to be one of the best decks, and it's still fast, like unbelievably fast. Next deck I'm going to talk about is Infernity. Transmodify makes the deck a lot better and consistent. Turn 1 consistent plays. The deck just goes off and sets up, and if you go first with Infernity, and you open up decent, there's no way you should lose. It's still the best top decking deck. It's one of the best top decking decks in the game, unless you top deck Summoner Monk, of course. But yeah, the deck's really good, really fast, and has a lot of versatility in its extra deck. Next deck I'm going to talk about Mermail. Mermail did lose some searchability. It lost a little bit of speed, but the deck is still it's still OTKs from what I understand. I mean, I took out the 2 Dragoons and the 2 Divas, and I make sure I'm playing 3 Gunday. And Fishborg Archer is really good, because you can, if you have it in Grave, you can just discard Gunday to special summon Fishborg Archer, and then use Gunday's effect to get the level 4 Pike, and then you can just make a Black Rose. It's like a 1-card Black Rose, and nuke the field. And it just has a lot of like OTK plays, and I think the list with the TCG list makes Mermails better than it does in the OCG list, because you can still spit out rank 7s like a boss, and they are the best XYZs. Spellbook is a very underrated deck right now. Lots of people, nobody's talking about it. I don't know why. They think it's bad with the Judgment. It's actually amazing. Just think about how decent it was. Yes, I emphasize the term decent. Before Judgment came out, like, it was topping here and there, but now they have the World, and the World is almost like a JD. It's really good. And there's definitely some tech cards you can use, like Reasoning, and if you're gonna play like the Reaper build, but nobody plays that. But Reasoning and Monster Gate, yeah, there's definitely some tech choices you can throw in. The World is really good, and like I've seen builds like play like 2 Priestess, 3 Blue Boy, 2 Justice, and then 3 Temperance, and like 2 World or 1 World. So the deck is pretty good. You can put Life to 2 as well, even though everything's searchable, and just reusing the World is pretty darn good. So it's still expensive, so I think it's going to do something at YCS Toronto, and I might pick it up now. Axis 4 / Fire Kings, I'm just going to put them in the same category, because you can actually put them in the same deck. Wolfberg makes both of those decks good, and Yaksha obviously makes Fire Kings good. Not a lot of people are talking about Fire Kings. On any sites I've seen, not a lot of people are talking about Fire Kings, which is weird. I think Yaksha is down to $5 right now. Everyone's talking about Axis 4, so I think Fire Kings are a good option, especially with the side cards being limited D-Fisher, Macro, and Soul Drain. So I might actually that might actually be a good deck for you to play. And Onslaught plus Garunix is just so good, so good. Free 2700 beater that comes back next turn and it blows up the field. Really good. Well, not the field, but the monster zone. Anyways, and Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys is the heavy. So people again, like set 5. You don't set 5. You just don't. You hold on to your traps still. People still play. People are gonna play Malevolent Catastrophe. Next, I'm gonna say Redux Gadgets. Redux Gadgets are actually really good. Yeah, they lost Offering, but to be honest, I didn't even play Offering last format. I could play. I don't know. I just figured it would get blown up by Dracossack all the time, so I just didn't play it. So it didn't do me that much good. But yeah, Redux Gadgets definitely still a good deck. Gadgets are always good. Yes, the good back row got hurt, but you can still like be creative with your traps, and I can see people playing things like. Well, Mirror Force is going to be one of the best traps this format, and everybody's going to play it, I feel. But I can see people play things like Memory of an Adversary. Pretty good trap card. Trap Hole, meh. But people still might play it and to replace the other bottomless Trap Hole. I don't know. You never know what's happening right now. Agents are good, but Striker back to 2. It's just the Avarice they lost hurt them. The deck is okay. I think it's behind the right player's hands, it'll be good. Blackwings. Yeah, Blackwings got their Whirlwind to 3, obviously. The deck is going to be really good at the start of the format because it's just consistent and really versatile. So it's a deck that can go toe-to-toe with almost any deck. It's not by means the best deck, in my opinion, but it can keep up with what the meta can shape up to be, and it might even be part like the meta. So yeah. Constellars are a really good deck. They have they can just bounce anything, obviously, and make Pleiades like no problem. It's a pretty good deck. It's got answers for any extra deck card easily, and I think it's just a versatile deck that can play with the meta. It's a little bit slower with Tanky going to 2, but it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't hurt the deck that much. And then the next deck I'm going to talk about is Evil Swarm. They lost Rabbit. That's not even a big deal. Play 1 Rabbit. The deck is bad, but Ophion is still amazing, and Ophion Search for that pandemic is still amazing, and I think it's just a good deck. Like, well, not a good deck, but I mean, Ophion's good. So 2550 beater, and you can just protect it still. You still have protection cards to protect it. You still have like Dark Illusion, Forbidden Dress, and all those cards. So yeah, that's like my top 10. Now, some other viable decks that you could see, anything fast, I'm going to say, is going to want to be, people might want to use, so like Heretics, Karakuri, Geargiak Karakuri. Dark World will still be good. They just lost card destruction, that's it. Deck is still really good. Gravekeepers, I think, will actually be really good. Especially if people think the best decks are Dragons, Infernity, and Spellbooks. If other people think the same, then Gravekeepers might be a good choice. And I think that's all I have. So yeah, I don't know. I'm working on a Plant Ruler deck list, and it's going fine. Right now I have the Lightsworn engine in this one, but I'm taking it out. I'm probably just playing something like all the dragons, Card Troopers, and then the other dragons you play, like the Korseska, Guard, and Debris, Veiler, like hand traps. I think actually main decking Maxi right now. Like, try and main deck 2 Maxi, 2 Veiler, I think. Because I think decks people are going to want to use are decks that are going to be really fast and explosive. Because people aren't expecting that. I mean, people are thinking, oh, it's going to be a slow-paced format. It's going to be set 5 go. But now people are talking about how it shouldn't be a set 5 go type thing. So I think people are going to be using explosive decks. And you don't want to get caught with your pants down. So yeah, I would main deck those hand traps. I would. And another good deck is going to be Lightsworn. Lightsworn has always been good, well, decent, and it's just going to be good. Like, I mean, all the Dragon Rulers and Prophecy has slowed down, so many other things can keep up. Yeah, that's my video. Comment, subscribe, and by the way, we might change this team name from Team Warm Milk because it's kind of bad. I'm going to change it to the Swag City YOLOverse. Comment, subscribe, and if you like that name, comment. Peace out, YouTube.